Hey, what's up guys, it's AndreOther here bringing you guys another video, and in this video I'm going to be telling you guys 4 things that you're going to need if you want to start producing. Let's get into it. Now this video is for all the people who are new to the whole producing thing. You know, they want to start producing, they're considering producing, but they don't really know the things that they will need in order to get started with producing. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys 4 things that you're going to need if you want to start producing. Now I want to make sure that everything in this video is affordable, because I know if you're new to producing you don't really want to spend that much money because you just want to get started. So I want to make sure that everything in this video is affordable. Now number 1 is the most vital thing that you're going to need if you want to start producing, and that is a DAW. Now DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation, and that's basically what producers use to produce beats. Now there's lots of different DAWs out there, for example FL Studio, which I believe is the most popular DAW that people use. You know, FL Studio you can get on PC computers and you can actually get on Mac now. Logic, which is what I use because I use a Mac computer and I've just been using Logic pretty much for as long as I can remember. And there's different ones like Reason, Studio One, Ableton. Now with these DAWs obviously you have to pay for them, and a lot of these DAWs cost, you know, over $100 or over £100. You can get FL Studio, the producer edition, for I think £135 on Amazon. You can get Logic as well, I think it's £200 from the App Store, and the other DAWs kind of cost around that region. So if you want to get a DAW you're going to have to spend that money on them. Now the good news is that some of these DAWs do offer subscriptions. So I know FL Studio offer a subscription, so you can pay a certain amount of money a month to own a copy of FL Studio. I know Studio One has a little rent to own thing they're doing with Splice. So if you go on splice.com you can search up Studio One, and I'm pretty sure you can own Studio One for about $17 a month. If you just head over to Splice, I think they have a deal on there where you can get Studio One, and obviously Studio One is another DAW that you guys can use. So if you don't have all that money to dish out initially to pay for a DAW, I'm pretty sure you can get a rent to own or a subscription service where you can pay for that DAW in installments every month. Now as for which DAW you should get, there really isn't a best DAW. It really just depends on your preference and what you like. You know, so I use Logic because that's the first DAW that I used when I first started producing, and that's what I'm familiar with. But most people use FL Studio, so if I was to recommend a DAW I'd probably recommend FL Studio because most people use that, and there's tons of tutorials on YouTube and stuff like that that will teach you guys how to use FL Studio. And plus with FL Studio you can use it on PC computers and you can also use it on Mac. With Logic you can only use it on Mac computers, and obviously there's other DAWs like Studio One and Reason and Ableton and stuff like that. But if I had to recommend one DAW I'd probably recommend FL Studio, just because it's the most popular and there's tons of tutorials on YouTube that will teach you how to use that DAW. Now the second thing I think you guys are going to need if you want to start producing is a MIDI keyboard. Now you don't have to get a MIDI keyboard because a lot of DAWs allow you to get an on-screen keyboard. So I know with Logic you can press Command K and you can get an on-screen keyboard, and you can just type with a keyboard on your laptop or on your computer to play the different notes and stuff like that. But that does get really inconvenient after a while because you keep having to press the shortcut to get the on-screen keyboard, and it just becomes a bit annoying after a while. So I recommend getting a MIDI keyboard. You know, I'm pretty sure every single producer has a MIDI keyboard. There's different MIDI keyboards that you can get. You know, you can get 25 keys, you get 49 keys, 88 keys. There's lots of different MIDI keyboards that you can get. But if you're just starting off, I recommend just getting a little 25 key MIDI keyboard. That's all you'll really need, especially if you want to do like trap and hip hop and stuff like that, and you just want to make a few beats with some catchy melodies. You'll probably just need a 25 key. I'd recommend getting the Akai LPK25. That's just a 25 key MIDI keyboard. That's a MIDI keyboard that I use, and that's the first ever MIDI keyboard that I purchased, and I bought it years ago and I still use it till this day. Now if you have a bigger budget, I'd probably recommend getting a 49 key MIDI keyboard. That's also very good, and you obviously get way more keys, so you can do a lot more with your keyboard. You can do a lot of different chord progressions and stuff like that, and messing with different octaves and stuff. And if you're a real piano player, you know how to play the piano, you love your keys, then I recommend getting an 88 key. But if you're new and you just want something simple, something affordable that you can just use to start off producing, I'd recommend getting the 25 key MIDI keyboard, and probably getting the Akai one. That's the one I use, and I feel like that's one of the best ones that they have in the market. I'm pretty sure you can get it for £36 on Amazon, so I think that'd be a good option. And with the MIDI keyboard, all you have to do is just plug it into your computer using a USB, and obviously it's a lot more convenient than the on-screen keyboard because you have a physical keyboard there that you can press down and stuff instead of having to, you know, do the shortcuts and press the keys on your laptop. Now the third thing I think you guys will need if you want to start producing is drum kits. Now if you don't know what drum kit is, a drum kit is pretty much just a folder that consists of lots of different drum sounds, for example claps, snares, kicks, hi-hats and stuff like that. So you open up the drum kit and you see a whole list of sounds like claps, and there'll be a whole folder for claps, snares, there'll be a whole folder full of different snares, kicks, there'll be a whole folder filled with different kicks that you guys can use on your beats. And I'd recommend getting a drum kit because a lot of the sounds, a lot of the drum sounds that they have on these DAWs, you know, like Logic and FL Studio and stuff like that, all of those stock sounds don't really sound great, especially if you want to do, you know, hip hop, R&B, trap kind of beats and stuff. They don't really have that much variation for different drum sounds with those genres. If you're doing kind of dance kind of music as well, they do have a bit of variation, but I would still recommend getting a drum kit and stuff, you know, if you want to do that kind of music. Now with drum kits, some of them you do have to pay for, but you can just go on YouTube and search up free drum kits, you know. So if you want like a trap drum kit, you can just go on YouTube, search up free trap drum kit, and there'll be tons of different videos that will have download links where you can download free drum kits, and a lot of them come with hundreds of different sounds from different snares and different claps and hi-hats and kicks and stuff. So I'd recommend just going on YouTube or just going on Google and searching up free drum kits, and you can find tons of free drum kits in whatever you do, you know. So if it's trap, hip hop, you can find some, dance, commercial, pop, whatever you do, you can find some free drum kits that can give you some decent quality sounds so you can start off making your beats. Another thing that I'd recommend is Splice. And now Splice is just a website where you can go on and you can get lots of different sounds, lots of different plugins and DAWs and stuff like that. Now with Splice you just pay a subscription of about $8 a month and you can get access to hundreds and thousands of different sounds and stuff like that. That's something that I use, and that's what I use nowadays in order to do my drums. So I don't really use much drum kits nowadays. I just go on Splice and they have tons of different drum sounds, tons of different claps, snares, kicks, hi-hats and stuff like that. And I just download them and I just use those to do my drums. So if you don't want to get the free stuff, go on Splice. You can get drum kits from different industry producers, you know. So I know Sunny Digital has some drum kits on there. I'm pretty sure Lex Luger has some drum kits on there. I'm pretty sure Chad Hugo from the Neptunes has some drum kits on there too. So I'd recommend getting Splice, spending that $8 a month and getting access to all those sounds from all those industry producers. Now lastly, you'll need something to listen to your music on. So the last thing that I think you will need in order to start producing is a good pair of earphones. Now most producers, I'm sure they have their speakers and they have their studio quality headphones, but if you're just starting off with producing, I feel like you can just use a pair of earphones, and I think they'll be fine if you just want to start off producing and you just want to kind of learn the ropes of your different DAWs and stuff like that. I feel like a decent pair of earphones will be fine. When I first started producing, I just used earphones. So I just used Apple AirPods, not these AirPods, these AirPods. So yeah, I just used those AirPods and it worked fine for me for the first year when I started producing. Obviously after that you probably want to invest in some studio headphones like the Audio Technica M50Xs or some studio monitors. But if you're just starting off with producing, I believe you can just use some decent quality headphones, maybe the ones that you get, you know, with your different mobile phones. You can just use those earphones and I think it'll be fine for any new producer that just wants to get started with producing. Sometimes when I'm just lying down on my bed and I just want to make some beats and I can't plug in my audio interface and stuff, I just use my Apple earphones and they work fine. Obviously when it comes to mixing and stuff like that, I then use the audio interface and the studio monitors and stuff. But sometimes when I produce, I just start producing with earphones and they're fine. So if you have a decent pair of earphones, I think they'll be fine if you just want to get started off with producing. So that's pretty much it, guys. Those are just 4 things that I think you guys will need if you want to start producing. Obviously the main thing is the DAW, and the other things are kind of optional, but I would definitely recommend getting those other things too. Those are the things that I used when I first started producing, and those things worked fine for me for like a year, so I think they'll be good for you guys. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope this video helped you guys, and I hope you guys liked the video. If you did like the video though, please click the like button down below and subscribe for more, because I have way more videos like this coming out every single week. If you guys want to purchase any beats, please go to AndreOther.vsauce.com. And if you guys want, you can follow me on Twitter and you can follow me on Instagram for all the latest updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.